Emotion is defined as an expression of strong, instinctive feelings such as love, happiness, shame, sadness, fear, and so on. That is the greatness and sensitivity of feelings that are often expressed from the inside through certain behaviors or the way we convey feelings. These strong feelings will affect the external response either in controlled physical body changes, such as physical expressions and uncontrollable body sweating due to fear. Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary 1995 defines emotions as strong feelings and various types of love, joy, hate, fear, jealousy, pleasure, or disturbance in feeling. The Oxford Dictionary of Current English 1986 also defines emotion as a strong feeling from the inside, especially from a mental or instinctive aspect, such, such as love or fear. Muhammad Usman Najati 1993 Emotions are the awakening of feelings and inner feelings as a result of a person's response to something, experiences and events that occur, such as emotions of fear, anger, disappointment, happiness, love, and affection. In psychological terms, emotions are a person's internal language that is closely related to the physical response from the sensitivity of internal and external feelings, social interaction. It is a movement in the mind produced by external influences. The mind is passive and always receptive to everything that comes across to influence it. When the mind rises to show what it feels, then that is what is meant as emotion. There are times when emotion is considered a contradictory reason, whether it is reasonable to follow the will of emotions or not to let emotions dominate. Such is the context that is always related to emotions, which is about the production of resolutions to control them. Therefore, emotion is a characteristic of the human soul that exhibits strong feelings that originate from a person's psychology or mentality, and emotions can occur instinctively depending on the situation.
Okay, emotion from Islamic perspective, we should emulate the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is an example of the flawless emotion and feeling. It's a treasure that need to be revealed on once more by all of us. In fact, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us about emotional management, about what positive emotion and negative emotion are. It is also related to emotional intelligence and Islamic concept and operation about emotional management and intelligence. With the birth of the great Master Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah Subhanahu wa taala promised the entire world a number of bounties, including this one. Then Allah made man from a variety of substances, including earth, which serve as the building block for physical development, and air, which breathes life into the body and provide its strength. The issue is where the emotion or sensation fits in. Does it belong to the physical element or the spirit? Or it is a product, a synthesis of spiritual and physical factor? According to neuroscience research, emotion are manifestation of the nervous system that come from the activity of the human brain. In Islam, the role of the spirit is crucial in guiding all human ideas, feelings, and deeds. Both the spirit and the body, which depend on the other for survival, need a body that physically reflects human nature. In fact, it is claimed that the soul is capable of experiencing joy and dread both in this world and the next. Consider with what is mentioned in the Quran, which describes people's circumstance and emotion when they are sent into hell, as well as their excitement when they are made inhabitants of heaven. Allah described this circumstance in Surah Az-Zumar, which is rich with information on the happy people in heaven and the miserable people in hell. Emotion is typically considered as an internal reaction that impacts a person's thought, feeling, and behavior. An individual emotion can affect how they behave, but they can also be controlled by the person in question. However, this issue confounds people due to a lack of comprehension of the nature of human and even themselves, leading to a large number of people who are unable to manage their emotion but are instead governed by them. Emotion can be positive and negative and fall into one of two categories, either constructive or destructive. The physical response to a subject experience or event is patterned into a range of emotions including anger, sadness, grief, disappointment, fear, happiness, and love and affection. According to renowned Islam scholar Dr. Muhammad Uthman Najati, in reality, Rasulullah SAW both has helped people comprehend how to control their emotion and learn about emotional reaction, understanding on one own and other emotion, recognizing the different type of emotion, understanding how emotion are triggered, and understanding how emotion affect relationship and one's own growth are all crucial component of emotion intelligence.
My name is Umar Jamuddin. My metric number 1192677. So we continue to the emotion of sorrow, yani gham. Sorrow is connected to one's belief that one has lost something valuable. If one is made to realize that something is not as valuable as one thought, the sorrow will be removed. Al-Isfahani uses the term gham for sorrow, which means to cover up the happiness and forbearance. Gham is the heart veils or precludes happiness. It may therefore be rendered gloominess of mind. It is synonymous with huzn, yani sadness. According to Abu Zaid al-Balqi, if the sadness or grief increase in intensity, it then becomes outright depression and melancholy. A person who suffers from this extreme state will succumb to hopelessness and impatience, described by the Arabic word jaza. The Quran also reminds us to adopt an attitude of detachment to this world, as the material world will not avail us in the hereafter. The pursuit of virtue will lead to enduring happiness.
Anger. Anger is one of the feelings that arise when people feel dissatisfied with something. It is usually accompanied by psychological changes such as angry face, trembling limbs, slurred movement and speech. Sometimes it is accompanied by external behavior such as insult, abuse, curses and revenge. Anger is one of the natural human instincts created by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala as a natural trait. Originally, having this emotion is not a human defect. Nevertheless, this emotion can be a despicable trait. If the anger gives rise to a feeling of revenge and goes beyond the limit of humanity. Uncontrolled anger can bring harm and damage to yourself and others. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala also calls people to restrain their anger as in His word in Surah Ali Imran verses 134. الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين. They are those who donate in prosperity and adversity, control their anger, and pardon others. And Allah loves the good doers. Islam acknowledges that there is an emotion of anger, but not the uncontrolled anger that can cause damage to oneself and society. Ar-Razi explained that excessive anger can harm oneself. Islam does not forbid people to have anger that is appropriate and necessary. In the context of Islamic preaching, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was once angry. His anger because of there are things he don't like that against the truth.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Hamzi bin Alias. My number metric is 1191355. Okay, now I will present about shy emotion. Every human being has a sense of shame, whether male or female. This feeling makes people realize the importance of good behavior and avoid doing something that is said to be shameful. This helps them control their own behavior. Various feelings are mixed up when a person experiences shame. This includes feeling of fear, interest, stress, and comfort. Along with this feeling, there is an increase in heart rate and blood pressure. The external sign of feeling shy is the gaze of the eyes that deviates to the side and is direct to the floor, and the limbs become tense and the tongue become tongue-tied. The voice of shy person is low, soft, trembling, and hesitant. The positive effect is that the feeling of shame can prevent a person from blowing things beyond the limits, embracing, degrading, and so on. On the other hand, the negative effect is that when a person's feelings of shame are too shy to be out of place, they may face difficulties in various matters, such as dealing with people, not being confident in doing something, and so on. Therefore, the feeling of shame needs to be well controlled so that it does not have a negative effect on the person.
Conclusion. In conclusion, the main points of the study Al-Quran, Hadith and the views of Islamic scholars in discussing the concept and philosophy of emotion are mainly based on the heart and the return of a servant to his creator. The heart is the nucleus, the control center for the entire human body, both internally and externally. Al-Quran and Hadith instruction are undoubtedly real instruction that come from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala as the creator of humans and emotions. Allah knows the secret and essence of emotions and shows the guideline of management. Therefore, the concept of emotion in Islam should be developed and used as a guideline to see the level of real emotion intelligence according to Islam.